Apple 7.9 inches iPad mini, early 2019, 256 gigabytes, Wi-Fi only, gold, B&H number APIPM256GL model number MUU62LLA, B&H, https://www.bhphotovideo.com/Apple_MU6to LL_A_7_9 Key features 7.9 inches multi-touch Retina display 2048x1536 screen resolution, 326 ppi, Apple A12 64-bit SoC plus M12 Coprocessor Wi-Fi 5, 802.11 AC, and Bluetooth 5.0 built with the same form factor as the iPad mini 4, but up to 3 times more processing power. The 7.9 inches iPad mini from Apple has been upgraded with the A12 Bionic chip with Neural Engine, a 7.9 inches Retina display with True Tone, and Apple Pencil support, so you can sketch and jot down ideas as they come to you. This iPad mini is just 0.24 inches thin, weighs 0.66. Apple iPad mini early 2019 overview built with the same form factor as the iPad mini 4. But up to 3 times more processing power. The 7.9 inches iPad mini from Apple has been upgraded with the A12 Bionic chip with Neural Engine, a 7.9 inches Retina display with True Tone, and Apple Pencil support, so you can sketch and jot down ideas as they come to you. This iPad mini is just 0.24 inches thin, weighs 0.66 pounds, can store up to 256 gigabytes of data, and comes in a gold finish. The tablet's 7.9 inches Retina display features a native resolution of 2048x1536, showing over 3 million pixels at 326 ppi. It also features support for the P3 wide color gamut, an anti-reflective coating with 1.8% reflectivity, 500 CDM2 brightness, and True Tone, which dynamically adjusts white balance for more natural-looking images. The Retina display's capacitive touchscreen lets you utilize all the multi-touch gestures of iOS. The Mini is driven by Apple's 64-bit A12 Bionic processor with Neural Engine, which allows it to use real-time machine learning to recognize patterns, make predictions, and learn from experience. All of this lets you run apps like Adobe Photoshop CC, experience augmented reality, or play games with immersive graphics. Accompanied by the A12 chip is the M12 Motion Coprocessor, which measures the motion of the iPad via the accelerometer, 3-axis gyroscope, and compass, lightening the load of the A12 Bionic chip and freeing it up to process multiple tasks while enabling it to maintain fast performance. The iPad mini may have the Retina display, but it still manages to maintain its 10-hour battery life. That's because the A12 chip isn't just more powerful, it's also more efficient. The iPad mini comes with iOS and Touch ID designed for the iPad. iOS features news, enhanced multitasking, a shortcut bar, editing tools, updated multi-touch gestures, and more. Touch ID uses your fingerprint to unlock your device as well as make secure purchases in iTunes, iBooks, the App Store, and more via Apple Pay. Thanks to Wi-Fi 5, 802.11 AC, and Bluetooth 5.0, the iPad mini can connect to your network and integrate with iCloud, so you can sync your iPad mini to your other iOS devices and Mac computers. Push photos, download apps, and continue from where you left off in iBooks with iCloud. iCloud also offers cloud storage so you can back up your contacts, photos, and important documents to Apple's cloud servers. You can also restore your iPad mini to a previous state using iCloud. This iPad comes preloaded with iOS. Please check your device settings for the latest available update. General features design. The iPad mini features a thin, light, and portable design that makes it a solid on-the-go companion. At less than a pound and 0.24 inches 6.1 millimeters thin, it's easy to carry with you in one hand or take out of a pocket or bag whenever inspiration strikes. Performance: the A12 Bionic chip with neural engine enables a high level of power and intelligence. It uses real-time machine learning to recognize patterns, make predictions, and learn from experience. With all this power, you can run apps like Adobe Photoshop CC, experience augmented reality, or play an immersive game with console-level graphics. 7.9 inches Retina display. The iPad mini packs over 3 million pixels into a 7.9 inches display. And Apple made them all count. Whether you're reading in the park or editing a video in your home office, the high brightness, wide color, and anti-reflective coating offer true-to-life detail and sharp text. True Tone dynamically adjusts white balance so images look more natural in most light. Cameras: the 7MP front and 8MP rear cameras in iPad mini let you take vivid photos and cinematic videos. But the fun doesn't stop there. Make FaceTime calls with friends, scan documents and mark them up, or even use augmented reality to plan out your living room decor. The front FaceTime HD camera takes photo at 7MP and features an f2.4 aperture, Retina flash, wide color capture, and 1080p Full HD video recording at 30 frames per second. It also has an auto HDR mode for both photos and videos. The rear camera and its 8MP sensor are backed by an f2.4 aperture, a 5-element lens, HDR, auto image stabilization, and more. When recording videos, the rear camera shoots at Full HD, 1920x1080, at up to 120 frames per second, while also allowing for video image stabilization and 3 times video zoom. Apple Pencil opens up new possibilities for the iPad mini. Together, they turn iPad mini into your take-anywhere digital notebook. Jot down notes, sign documents, and fill out forms or capture your most creative ideas by drawing, painting, or sketching on the go. iOS on iPad mini gives you the full iPad experience in a compact form factor. Use multiple apps at once, launch your favorite apps from the dock, and drag and drop files using simple multi-touch gestures. And you can access your files all in one place with the Files app. iPad mini comes with powerful Apple-designed apps, like Photos, Maps, Messages, News, Mail, and Safari. And with over 1 million iPad apps on the App Store, there's an app for anything you want to do. Edit a video, check your social media, sketch an idea, and join a battle royale with friends. iCloud keeps things like your photos, files, and notes safe, current, and conveniently available on all your devices. And the Files app lets you manage all your files in iCloud Drive and on your iPad mini in one central location. Privacy and security: like every Apple product, the iPad mini was designed with your privacy and security in mind. Touch ID makes unlocking your iPad mini simple and secure. And you can make purchases conveniently and safely with Apple Pay. Just place your finger on the Touch ID sensor and you're good to go. Accessibility: Apple believes technology is most powerful when it's most accessible to everyone. That's why the iPad mini comes with accessibility features that support vision, interaction, hearing, and learning needs such as VoiceOver, which tells you what's happening on your screen, and Switch Control, which lets you interact with your device without touching it. UPC number 1901990645553. Apple iPad mini early 2019 specs: operating system iOS, performance CPU architecture ARM chipset, Apple A12 Bionic CPU, hexacore coprocessor M12, neural AI sensors, accelerometer, ambient light sensor, barometer, altimeter, gyroscope. Touch display panel type: IPS size 7.9 inches, aspect ratio 4:3, resolution 2048x1536, maximum brightness 500 cdm2, pixel density 326 ppi, storage and expansion, total installed capacity 256 GB, solid state storage, unspecified, flash media card slots, none, IO ports 1x, lightning, built-in speakers 2, build in microphones 2, communications Wi-Fi 5, 802.11 AC, dual band 2.4 and 5 GHz. Bluetooth 5.0 GNSS support non-NFC no front camera system front camera 7MP with f2.4 lens video recording 1080p at up to 30 frames per second rear camera system rear camera 8MP sensor with f2.4 lens rear camera flash and video recording 1080p. Slow motion recording 120 frames per second in 1080 page 240 frames per second in 720p battery chemistry lithium-ion polymer, LiPo. Capacity 19.1 Wh maximum runtime 10 hours general operating humidity 5 to 95% dimensions 8x 5.3x 0.2 inches 203.2x 134.8x 6.1 millimeters weight 0.66 pounds 300.5 grams warranty length limited 1-year warranty packaging info package weight 1.35 pounds box dimensions LXWXH 9.2x 5.7x 1.9.
So you heard the description, the unboxing and everything, and after, this is not real. It's a fake roach, so don't worry at all. It's I bought this on Amazon. I didn't even know this was there, but I'm gonna leave it in the video. So anyway, my wife's been using the iPad 5, and it's been probably about, well, how long? 3 months? 2-3 months? You don't remember? Nothing? You have no idea. I think it's 2 or 3 months, so she's been using it now. And one of the reasons that we ended up getting it and she wanted it was because of the fact that it had the ability to use the pen. Now, she didn't want to go so big as the iPad Pro 12.9 because it's just too big. She has to take it to work and everything. It's just not something you can just throw in your bag. It's not as light as the iPad Mini. So I had told her that the iPad Mini, the latest version, had the pen feature. So she was interested in trying that out, and that's what we ended up doing. So we're using actually my old pen from the 12.9 iPad Pro that I had. I'm not an artist, so I actually purchased it used at a store called CEX, which was an awesome store that was in the US a couple of years ago, but they recently closed all their stores and moved back to England. So I just want to get her take on the actual iPad Mini. I'm going to ask her a couple of questions. This is coming from regular people using regular devices. We're no experts. It's just our opinion. And we're not going to cover everything, but we'll cover the basics in regards to what she uses it for, and it might resemble what you need it for. So, is the pen feature really helpful?
Yes.
And what did you like about the pen feature mostly?
I use it primarily for the note shelf application.
Which is what type of application? For work?
I use it for work, but it's a note-taking application that you can use for anything. You can write letters. Students could write it. Write notes for school.
So your work requires you to jot something down right away?
It does. And then I'm required to also keep track, so I save them in folders.
Okay, so your job requires you, by rules, to keep track of all your notes?
Yes.
Okay, so what's the difference between this and physically writing?
There's not that much of a difference. I mean, obviously it's a plastic nib on the Apple Pen, but if this particular app has different pen features that you can use, and my favorite is the fountain pen feature, and it's neat because then you can choose any different ink colors, and then it pretty much writes the same way you write this one. Sorry, I made it too thick. It writes just as easily as you would write with a regular pen and paper.
But I mean, okay, that's great. But I also wanted to cover the fact that what's the difference between actual physical paper and this for you?
For me, it's the ability to file it right away, email it to my colleagues.
So it's easy to use, easy to file. You'll never lose them. You back them up and everything, and it's easier to have on your iPad. So what were you doing before? My understanding, you were scanning it, turning it into PDF?
So before, I was using another device to write on, which was only PDF. And it didn't have all the other features of an iPad. The neat thing about this iPad is that you have the regular features of an iPad, but with the ability of using applications that for writing or drawing.
Okay, so you came from the iPad Mini 4. What's the difference between the two? Besides the writing capability that you very much enjoy, and that's one of the main reasons you got it for, have you seen any other pluses in regards, because it was only one generation difference. Is there a big difference between the 4 and the 5?
It seems to be faster.
So everything else that you were doing on the 4 already is just faster?
Yeah, I haven't seen a difference in anything else.
Okay, but it is faster, the 4? I mean the 5, I'm sorry. So if it wasn't for the pen feature, would you have needed to even upgrade?
No, not really.
You would have been satisfied. So it is an improvement, but not that much.
The pen feature really makes it a difference for me.
Okay, okay. So that's the reason we got it. She enjoys it. It works for her. And we were able to utilize her iPad 4 for something else. And it just makes it easier for her to file and keep these documents, email them, send them to people. And because she would normally either write it on another device that she had to plug into her computer, back up, email, because the device didn't allow her to email or anything. So she had to physically connect it to a computer. Or if she had actual physical documents that she had written on a piece of paper, she would physically have to scan them, email them to herself, or put them under her under the cloud so that she can share them. So this is kind of, you know, it nips the what's the saying? I forget the saying, but it helps her cut a lot of red tape, and it gets right to the point of what she needs to use this for. All right, so I'm done. Do you have anything else to say? My wife gets a little bit embarrassed of being interviewed. No?
What I really want to add is for those people who like the flexibility of being able to write. That's why, I mean, anyone can type anything, but you lose that connection that you have with pen and paper, which some people really like. I'm one of those people. I don't like it as much as other writers do, but I happen to like the ability to write something down with my hands as opposed to typing it out. And obviously for the drawers out there, the people who paint and draw things out and sketch things out, this device and the ability of using the pen is amazing, because that is not something you can do with a regular keyboard.
Is it legal to sign documents like this, or would you still need a pen and paper, physical paper, if you're signing a contract or something? I know they've done it on the internet, you use your finger for it, but in general?
Obviously it's the same way as with any copies that you would send out. You would always have to send the original with the physical signature. Taxes. I know that with the whole COVID pandemic going on, there's a lot of changes in how you can notarize documents, and you're able to accept a a electronic signature, but you would at some point in time have to see the original signature.
Okay. I had one more question. Oh, when it comes to writing on a piece of paper using a legal pad and a pencil or a pen, is there a big difference between the two? Like, do you find it more comfortable writing on the iPad with electronic with the Apple Pencil, which is the first generation, which is this one right here, the first generation? Or remember, the iPad 5 only works on the first generation pen. Or do you prefer, in regards to comfort, a legal pad and pencil?
So I think in regards to comfort, this is equal to writing in a memo book. It's about the same size as a memo
But I mean,
book.
like when you're writing
So
with your
it's
finger.
the same amount of foot space as writing in a memo book, and obviously your hand is not as comfortable as writing in a larger piece of paper. So it's not the same as writing on a legal pad or another 8.5 by 11 piece of paper.
So you would say it's different.
This is more of a memo book size writing area, and it's the same feel. But I don't mind it as much. Obviously, maybe if I were doing it long term, I just started testing this out. It would just take more time because you would have to be changing pages. It also depends how big you write, how big of a brush stroke you like. So it may not be comfortable if you're used to writing on letter size or legal size paper.
But if you were writing on the iPad Pro 12.9, would that even be better? Or it doesn't make a difference?
I would think that would be more comfortable because
Okay.
it sounds like it's the size is more equal to a regular paper size.
Okay, and that would be the comfort. But you don't see like, my thing is I dislike writing with pen and paper, and that finding a pen that works. That's my biggest. Where you start changing, the ink starts going away, and you end up finding you're writing with a blue pen and you're now writing with a red pen because that's the pen you could find. Whereas with this, it's always going to be the same color, thickness, everything you write on, and it's done.
I mean, obviously with this, you have much more flexibility in the type of pen you want to turn it into, the color you want to choose, I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. The thickness of the nib, you can go from really fine point to really broad points. But then it could also be the same if you lose your battery life, well, you kind of run out of a pen.
Okay. All right, so I'm done. I have nothing else to say. You?
No.
Okay. So I hope you liked the video. I hope it was informative. Thank you. Bye.